It's another Friday night and you find yourself at the video store, and your idea was to grab a bunch of raunchy comedies, but all the good ones are taken, and so you found yourself going down the aisle, and the very first one you grabbed was this one. And you didn't grab it because you knew it. You grabbed it because it had an interesting enough cover. I'm talking about Oddballs. Now, this is a movie that just felt right at the time. It was a great rental, but it's a weird movie. It's a camp, raunchy comedy.
Camp Bountiful, our next door neighbor, filled with girls.
And so it takes place at a camp. And so you think of Meatballs, and you think of some of the other great ones that have that same concept. This is a far cry from all of that, because this movie, it's very cartoonish, it's very a little ridiculous.
Oh, I haven't heard you. Oh, I haven't heard you. Oh.
I think we'll have to operate.
That's a miracle. I'm cured.
There's a scene where an older man who works at the camp, he doesn't like kids, and he ends up shooting the Wicked Witch of the East. Looks like she's right out of the Wizard of Oz.
Coming, the bus is coming, Mr. Bassett.
Shooting her out of the sky or off the roof. And then somebody drags her off. And then later on, he has an accident again and he shoots Mary Poppins out of the sky. Well, it's not safe. It's probably not for everybody. But it is weird, and it's a goofball movie. Like, the title's Oddballs. That's the reason. And it's one of those ones that...
And then what? We can't get kicked in the nuts every day.
It's either you love it or you hate it. But this is an interesting one for sure.
Ow! We got a bleeder!
Then, after you grabbed Oddballs, you picked up something that felt a little more safe, because everyone was talking about this film, and so it just had that right vibe. And this is one that... when you grabbed it, you knew you were going to have a pretty decent time. And this movie stars Ben Stiller and Cameron Diaz, and it's something about Mary.
About Mary again. I mean, crushes don't last for 13 years, right?
Now, this is just a movie where a guy has his high school crush, tries to track her down, but everybody's obsessed with her.
That big noise, huh?
Really good, though. It's one of those ones that for a raunchy comedy, it hit mainstream, most people enjoyed it, and it was just a safe rental. Now you grab this movie, and you grabbed it based on the cover alone. This is something that nobody's talking about. It doesn't have that word of mouth, but it's a great rental, and it's one of those ones that it just stood there on the shelf. And looking at the cover, you're in for a ride. And if you're looking for a raunchy comedy weekend... this is a great one. And I'm talking about Sorority Boys. Now, you have a bunch of boys dressed as girls, and at first you might think it's just a drag movie in the vein of Tu Wong Fu. But it is not. It is not. So this is a movie where these sorority boys, they are womanizers, they are getting with all the girls, and they're not so nice about it.
Call me.
And something happens in their fraternity, a bunch of money goes missing, so they end up dressing like girls to hide out and then to have a place to live, have a place to, have some food to eat. And so they crash in this sorority and they try to figure out what happened to that money.
My contact's on. Who is that? Daisy!
So this is one that you picked it up based on the cover, you read the premise, and you were going home with it, but it gets ridiculous. There's actual sword fights with sex toys and all kinds of stuff going on.
I'm addicted to porn and I masturbate constantly.
Even though they're dressed up as girls, it is great. And if you like things like American Pie, this was an easy win for you.
A world where professional sports had sunk to a new low.
This one is one you grabbed because everyone was talking about it. At the time when it came out, it felt a little unsafe, but at the same time, maybe your parents rolled their eyes at this one. But this is a movie that, because there was popularity because the people involved making it, and South Park was huge back then. So this is from Trey Parker, Matt Stone, and I'm talking about Basketball. This is an over-the-top, raunchy comedy where some guys accidentally invent a sports game, and
I believe that just 5 years ago, this game was played only on driveways.
Then it goes national, and there's a lot of money to be had, and then there's like a scheme to try to rob them of it, and it's it's a good one.
Heads up, big guy. Needs a little work on the hand.
You got a lot of people in here. Yasmin Bleeth, Jenny McCarthy, and, you know, the jokes, they're inappropriate, they're crude.
Open your blouse and say,
Reamer, I finally got all the chrome off this for you.
They make you feel uncomfortable. There's the whole milk thing. Oh my God, there's so much of that milk. Man, it's just a fun movie.
Why do they call you meat? Because it's so big?
And now what you have is this one. This is one that, even though it wasn't at the top of everyone's list, it also felt like a rite of passage. So this is one everyone talked about. Everyone felt they knew what the movie was before they even rented it. But it is just a crazy film that I think inspired many other films. But this movie here, Porky's, it's one of those slower paced, raunchy comedies. But it just works because you have a whole bunch of young teenage boys that are trying to score. The scene on the, that they're referencing here on the cover.
Because what they're looking at isn't watered down.
They're checking out girls in the locker room and as they're taking showers. And there's a peephole. And then on the back, you turn it over, you can see that they're checking out that peephole. And that's a very iconic scene. And man, it gives me nightmares. But this is a great film. I remember finding it myself at 13. I stumbled across it, and it's one of those ones that really did just feel like a rite of passage. It spawned many sequels, but this is the one that everybody goes for. With movies like these, you'll probably have a few late nights and maybe some late fees. Enjoy your rentals, and I'll catch you guys next week. Check out this video right here for more movie recommendations. Remember to watch a movie today, and I'll catch you guys next time.